Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Elena Cherkina and I'm lifestyle medicine advocate, helping middle-aged people with evidence-based strategies to improve their well-being and longevity. And today we're going to talk about free lunch and trades off in lifestyle, in life, in the health, in our mind, and in our modern life. And of course, modern lifestyle. Where this come from, no free lunch. It's actually American, coming from 19th century. Then the bars offered you free lunch with drink purchases. So with more drink, if you buy the drink, they offer you free lunch. But actually, within the time, all this concept become getting taken over by economists and adopted into describing scarcity and opportunity cost. Later adopted by biology and psychology and now in artificial intelligence. So if you heard about no free lunch, you know what it's all about. There is a hidden cost behind. Core principle of no free lunch is every choice has a hidden cost, and modern society hiding caused by the comfort. And all around, wherever you go, there is something. There is something you need to pay attention, and we should be super, I would say, alert at all time, and actually increasing our anxiety because all around us, the best opportunity, better opportunity, free lunch, and we need to rationally think about it. What will be my trade-off? And your health in here and your longevity, your well-being is the biggest cost what you pay. Then you're trying to get your free lunch. Okay, what is the difference between free lunch and trades off? All life, there's nothing for free and everything has a cost, and everything is a trade-off. Every single action what you do then is your trade-off. So no free lunch means you can't get something for nothing. Everything has a price. And trade-off, when you get something X, you losing Y. And this is life. Whatever you gain, you lose as a constant on and off, gain and loss, non-stop. You gain energy, you lose energy. Is always non-stop, this trade-off in everything. And this is the code life and biology, and the movement actually is everything living traces and this trades off. As the trade-off actually scientifically is more accurate, rather no free lunch, because every single movement also costs price in terms of our metabolism. The pain ATP is our energy coin, or they have money or any other possessive currency, if you like. And this will be trade-off. I'll give you this and you give me back something. All life is all about this trade-off. And humans prefer illusion. Yeah, so we prefer illusion costs nothing. Like my health is like for free, love is for free, my freedom is for free. And all of the stress or something that costs to you, this sort of thing, but we accept, and we have this illusion that they have all these things for free, and it's not. It's a huge price, and they're paying this price daily, every single minute, but we sometimes don't accept this or don't see it, or maybe we don't know what exactly we're paying, because all of us pay different price for different things what we do. So, and health here is a constant and is non-stop trade-off, and our organism trying to balance what you do, what you think, what are your actions, the balancing all this together. So, and happiness, of course, is choosing the right price, what you're ready to pay for different things. So that's why everything is no problem, or everything is a problem. Then you don't have health problems, and then you start have health problems. All the problems disappear, and then your main health problem stays. Is that important? And usually, then people are trying to sort out a lot of problems, they mimicking, and they simply don't see the biggest problem. They can come, and actually is coming on the way is their health problem, and then all the problems disappearing, and one big large problem, unfortunately in some occasion unresolved, we can't resolve it, untreatable as our health. Biology has a law And this is law of exchange. As we know, we have calcium, potassium, they have the pumps, they have a movement, they have magnesium, acetylcholine, contraction the calcium, magnesium, acetylcholine, they contract the muscle and release, and this contraction and release mainly of our heart is a pump, isn't it? And this is exchange. It's in and out, in and out. It's a trade-off. You bring me in, you bring it out. It's oxygen, nutrients, there's glucose, there's a fat. It's all metabolism in one. So body always try to balance the things of input and output. So how much do we need and what is a little bit too much? We're trying to store it in the belly as a fat, and the fat, of course, is extra storage because it's too much. So it's too much of we coming out of the balance. We don't need so much, and they have a storage area, and this storage area getting bigger and bigger, and then already maintenance resource of ATP inside of us running low. Energy, hormones, inflammation processes, everything has a cost, and we are paying it all the time with our ATP, our energy. And our energy is our well-being. If they're spreading this energy, if they want freebie and they're trying to get this free lunch for nothing, if you want to get something for nothing, if you have fear of stress or action and they stay inactive, they're going into inactive mode or avoidance of stress, avoidance of hard communication, difficult times, then of course we pay huge price. And this is, if you calculate this, is a take calculator and actually count how much we're paying, but you have to do it on the end of your life. You know, we never know when it comes, but you probably understand how much it costs. Then what people then get older, they're actually not buying anymore to these free lunches. They understand they trade off, they know the cost, yeah, because they're gone through more. You have life experience, more you know, more you value things, but sometimes too late. So, but that's why we're going to learn about it. So there is no free lunches, and how we can balance all that and how much we have to pay. So oversleeping or undersleeping. Okay, oversleeping is bad. Undersleeping also giving you bad results, and both have negative effects. So if you think that you do nothing, you don't have a stress, that you're so scared because it's too much stress, it is not beneficial for you, going to utopia and go to self-degradation, and you go into decline anyway. If you're overtraining, again, that's too much, the same as undertraining. So we always need to know where is your balance, and this balance really depends on your age group, on your gender, on your lifestyle, on your genetic position, by the importance, because life has so many different pillars we need to succeed, and it's very important first of all prioritize it and balance it. Health is never free; it's only earned or lost. So with lifestyle changes, with right changes, and what we're saying is free, as we know, is no free lunch, is now none of the changes free, because when you do something, you start to lose something. You're probably going to lose your comfort, and you don't want to lose your comfort. You don't want to lose your daily comfortable routine, but because you have to get out of your comfort zone, and you probably say no, but you lose a lot. Yeah, and biology always collect the debts. Everything that not been when you own them time, own them rest, own them nutrition, or over give them something that you own them actually recycling fee. You know that we need to store the raw and too much things, you have to pay. Yeah, if you have too much rubbish, you have to take it out by yourself. You know, your organism, or you have to pay the huge price. Then some as your health will be disturbed. What is the modern lifestyle comfort? Of course, is number one is a hidden cost, and we all want the most comfortable car. We want the most comfortable chair, the most comfortable bed, the most comfortable chairs, tables, and everything is about to make you stick in this comfort and don't move. You know, then it's not comfortable actually great, because it's so uncomfortable. You can't lay down, you can't do this too much. You should be comfortable enough to do the purpose. But if you sit a little bit too long and your bum start to hurt because it's a little bit uncomfortable, lift your bum up and walk, because when you're truly tired, you'll be happy in a little bit uncomfort. So if you choose a little bit discomfort as well, so remember, nothing is for free, and your comfort is a huge cost in terms of your health, because zero movement is a chronic pain and anxiety. But we avoid, and you see this tiny little pain somewhere hurting or something uncomfortable, and we want a new chair, or we want something new, we don't want to resolve a problem, or we don't want to move. They were just making everything super comfortable to sit, relax, and do nothing for longer, to be comfortable. Computer chairs or gaming chairs, isn't it so popular? It's so comfy. You sit there and you say you can play for hours and hours. It should be so uncomfortable that after 20 minutes or 15 minutes, your legs hurts, your bum hurts, and you to move because it's been so uncomfortable. And you know what? That will be beneficial for you. And this comfort, when everybody chasing and paying so much money, and actually the hidden cost of this comfort is your real priceless health. Unlimited light. They're so proud. They have candles to start with. Well, we start with a fire, then want to keep it on it all the time. Then they move more and more. Then the fire sorted the guys millions years ago, or 40,000 years ago. I don't remember. It was a long time. It was a long time. My memory changed since. So then we've got the candles. We can read a little bit longer, be a little bit more active. But then we have our lamps. And then, of course, there's artificial lighting, allowing us to be productive for longer. And this change our circadian rhythms and the seasonal change. So literally, they modify, but not for so long, because electricity as well is quite new thing for humanity. And this transition being all around in circadian rhythms changing us. The thinking is great, it's free, they have extra 3 hours to work, but no, it's not for extra 3 hours. Yeah. So in some countries, if they have 4 hours of daylight, or in the winter it's more cold and it's less activity, don't be surprised. Your performance going down because it's less sun. Yeah, it's colder and it's darker. But we have artificial lights, and they're so proud. Human, they're so proud. They can longer extra hour. This is free extra time for myself. And actually, this extra hours with artificial light and killing us and destroying us. But they don't want to remember that. So, but this is the price of this comfort, the price of what we feel of free lighting and free daylight. And digital comfort, creating social disconnection. And we know that longevity, they're free. The most important parts responsible for your longevity is social bonds, is your relationships. And we all sit with our mobile phones, they're all with social platforms, because the great deals, there'll be free lunch down there somewhere. If you search, you find a way where I get something freebie, where I get a better offer, or something more suitable for me, something well paid less price. And you sit and you search and using a Temu, in a different website on eBay, where can I get a better deal? I can save up, and actually you're wasting so much money, paying a huge price for that. Emotional avoidance, emotions, of course, we don't want drama nowadays, isn't it? Love yourself is getting very popular, killing. Everyone had to blame their other parents, and we know that 95% children actually don't dislike the parents, don't want to be the parents, in these terms of it's normal, it's a normal maturity, it's a normal way of growing of new generations. But no, let's be emotional and available, and let's be emotionally, I would say, and clingy and stingy. So you wouldn't tell me anything negative, because I choose myself, I love myself, and I'm not here for you to help or getting involved in your XYZ. Of course, this is emotional immaturity, emotional avoidance. Avoidance is one of the biggest parts of lifestyle medicine. By avoiding things, and actually as a result we have psychological illnesses, and then booming with anxiety, with depression, in mental health in general, because of utopia of comfort. We have everything what we need, and now we need to cut this off one by one because we have a little bit too much. Because convenience, it's not free. Your comfort, you're paying too much price, is the third suffering. And it's the third that mean maybe not your generation, the next, but usually we all will pay the price for the comfort we are really so seeking for. Sedentary utopia paradox. So we all want comfort. We want to sit in the very comfortable car, don't we? We're choosing the seats. We want to be heated. The chairs and the dining chairs and the gaming chairs and the beds and everything. They get to such a science in the bed mattresses, isn't it? Sometimes I think the mattress costs like 4,000 or something. What was this money come from? There's a science behind it, what they explain. But we become more sedentary, and they're paying the huge price for it. Vitamin survival stress, and it's now unhealthy way. So the most unhealthy thing you can do is lay down and sit comfortably, or lay down comfortably in a sofa, on your chair, in the car, or on your bed, whatever, inaction and not moving. This is the worst thing we can do. And most diseases is lack of challenges. So you prefer, isn't it? We have robots coming soon, Monday is our new mates, new slaves Sunday. So we're expecting them to do a lot for us. So we don't need to stand up from our chair, from our comfort zone, and the tea and coffee or some food will be prepared by other maid. And of course, this is not a good news in these terms, but they're failing so far. They're not really succeeding in these terms. So muscle atrophy. I remember they're not bats. The bats are great. They don't move for half a year and then they fly like brand new. Well, we have these genes like bats, and they can stay still with no movement, with no contractions, and then they're super active. But we're not bats. They are humans. And humans, our muscles need constant contractions and a constant movement, main extremities. So that's why, ideally, after every single food, we have to move, do something in the chair, or I found this very cool idea. It's very good for your core. And after food, you can move, and this is like, what a great exercise, isn't it? You can feel your shoulders and you can see your core muscles in there. Gym is artificial stress we must pay to stay alive. Gyms become, I would say, I don't know, it's a club in nightclubs, not popular anymore. I think the gyms, it's like a social event. Even myself, I trying to go to the gyms because I have swimming pool, they have saunas, and that's true, it's more social event when you go with your friend or you invite your friend, because it is an event, isn't it? You have to exercise daily, you have to move daily, but gym is creating this artificial controlled stress on the planet. Ideally, after that, we recovery, and comfort mimics utopia but destroy resilience. Yeah, so all these comforts as well. When you look at the gym, everything should be super comfortable, aren't they? So you sit, you exercise, and your bum is quite comfortable. So it's not from metal, it's not a bench, isn't it? So it's still quite comfy. And what people do, they take a mobile phone, they exercise, they've done some 12 exercise, and then they sit on this comfortable chair in the gym, and then they're on social media taking pictures and they're enjoying. You're staying there, you want to exercise, and you already don't know, excuse me, be polite. So please, if you exercise in the gym, I know the chairs are super comfortable, but please lift your bum from the training area and allow other people to train, and be respectful. Okay, the comfort is made good for your comfort, for you to be stressed, because there's a lot of stress when you exercise, lifting heavy things. But after that, you move, please. Your bum lift your comfort zone to another place, and try avoid your phone. But I noticed that people in the gyms, they get stressed, and then they have their addiction to the phone, and they instantly do something within their phone. It's addiction. These people have addictions, and this is stress for them, is stress relief. The more they exercise after that, the longer they sit in this on mobile phone. You see, it's a social media addiction, the dopamine loop, because it was a little bit stressful for them. They straight away need this anti-stress dopamine boost. They know they have addiction, yeah, and you can spot these people with addiction straight away. Have media and gadget addictions due to stress, and the gym really visible. So remember, it's no free comfort. Even your free comfortable things, what we are using is your biology will need a friction, and you pay the price for it. And of course, avoidance here is number one. We avoid the stress, we're trying to find the remedy or one protocol for stress resilience. And this is only one protocol about the stress is your volunteer stress exposure to the right stressor and recovery from this stress. So you can imagine there's a stress and you say, you know what, I'm going to expose you to the stress. Something you avoid the most. And this is only the best treatment to get stressed people getting less stress is motivate them by their own will in regular basis, micro stress exposure daily. Emotional avoidance, not very good of emotion, dear men. You're weaker. We need to accept the woman, they're strong emotionally. So you need to expose yourself to this emotional discomfort slowly, microdosage, but daily to reduce your increase your resilience, and in modern world, then they really working a lot of women and a lot of stress and a lot of convenience. So emotional avoidant people, microdosage. Relationship avoidance, so it's quite often linked to emotional avoidance or some sort of lack of communication, lack of skills, a lot of things. So explore yourself, and this is deeper. Loneliness is more deeper topic. Why you choose loneliness and why loneliness is there. Responsibility avoidance, again, is relationships, it's emotional, they all link together. And this is modern immaturity. So avoiding relationships, creating families, or being responsible for something. And this is great exposure. Without responsibility, will be no resilience and there'll be no growth. So when you're avoiding the things, you only go into decline. Avoidance gives relief to start with. You say, so I avoided, but suffering later. Again, I'm not talking when you're avoiding, some dangerous places or some dangerous activities. No, I'm talking about lifestyle, daily things, what we need to talk is we need to do, but we avoiding to do that because we have a choice and we can avoid it. So, and avoidance here is the high interest psychological debts, and they're paying now huge price as severe stress, inability to cope with it, anxiety, and we are in this avoidance loop. We want to break, but we just need to break it, accept the stress, and volunteer, explore, and go there with smile. And say, yes, stress, where are you? I can't live without you. I need you. This is what we need to say every single morning, yeah? So avoidance, temporary peace, that bigger fear, problems, metabolic health, inflammation biomarkers, here is very important, yeah? Brain learns fear by repeated avoidance, and they're getting into personality as avoidant type and getting very proud of that. And people, I'm avoidant, I'm avoidant, I'm this, I'm that, so okay, go and fix your problems then. You're not fit to purpose and you're dangerous to society. Your nervous system loses tolerance. Women externalize stress more and men internalize the stress. They need to work about it, talk about it, and exposure. Remember, exposure. Don't be proud of that. We can work on it. We can rewire our brain. And of course, chronic avoidance is increased cortisol and increased depression. And cortisol should go down in evening. So in evening should be a little bit better time to talk because normally cortisol goes down. But if you constantly stress, your cortisol level still quite high and you're really distressed, like really reactive and not calm enough in the evening. Yeah, so you see your GABA get disturbed, your sleep will be disturbed, and everything goes wrong. So this is the approximate idea, and you need a strategy, and we'll all be different. So be no free relief. Free relief costs long-term mental health. Yeah, so if you want to take a capsule, the tablets, everybody rushing to the GP, to the pharmacist. Oh, give me the pill, please. Everybody needs a medication. Everybody believe this shortcut. Sleep, of course. is huge. We believe in extra hour or extra something freebie, something spend extra fun time, and oh gosh, the fun time is another topic because all this entertainment, they overwhelmed every entertainment because we should be entertained. We're born, of course, not to work hard. We're born to enjoy our life because we love ourselves as never. They are selfish as never. They're egoistic as never. They destroy the world as never did in society, in the world with climate change, of everything. But it's not about what we do. It's about extra sleep, because you can imagine if human will sleep a little bit more, I would say life would be so much better. We wouldn't destroy that much. We will slow down, and actually there'll be more benefits if everybody will be no night shift, and everybody naturally will be sorted much better. Sleep loss can be fully recovered. Yeah, and we need to admit, of course, that we do need this night shift. They need the things, they are super active, and they have all this electricity, social internet, so we can allow to be productive in the nighttime. But remember that will affect on your insulin, on your hunger level, on your memory, and your cognitive functions, and then of course will go into decline. And stimulants as well, recreational drugs. Some drugs are recreational but dangerous and creating lots of addictions, actually including smoking as well. It will be some sort of stimulant. They hide the cost, but they don't erase the problems. So screens promise entertainment, and entertainment, I think they live in an era of entertainment, super dangerous thing. The fun is the most dangerous, and the most dangerous freebie what we get. Yeah, it's a free lunch. A free lunch, we all want this free entertainment, and it's fun. Look, we see XYZ, we can learn XYZ, but actually be careful. In social media, the things that you get for free, everything for free, so be careful, because they affect in your mind, and then affecting your actions, and affecting your mood, and as a result your well-being. Sometimes you have to pay the price to not to see adverts, for to see the full content, what it's all about, not the cuts. Yeah, not when even me are doing these tiny little cuts for social media, there are cuts. There is not full information what exactly I want to say, and sometimes they don't even match together. So there is no free night, there is no free extra hour. Is body collects everything, and you will pay price a little bit later. In terms of nutrition, there is a pleasure trade of the pain and your impact on your health. Ultra processed food, I would say, is the biggest killer, and the most buy one get one free. Yeah, coming from ultra processed foods. But buy this and get a free drink, isn't it? Chips and all this ultra processed food, all the garbage killing us, and they're the best of the best. Buy one, get one free. So buy one, kill yourself and kill your neighbor, or kill somebody else. Yeah. So this is number one danger, and it was originally, as well. You drink, you cure yourself, and then you're free. Yeah, you got free lunch. So, but in the bars they always bring you olives or some crisps, some fattest things. Olives, they're rich in olive oil still, and or crisps, something fatty in there, because fat or ultra processed food with rich of fat and sugar keep you awake, first of all, and number two, they neutralize alcohol and don't feel drunk, and as a result you usually order a second or third drink and you don't feel it that much. Yeah, so that's why they're always trying to give you something to eat for free in the bars, and you think, oh my god, yeah, it's a free, and you buy extra drink, quite expensive, and then you drink even more, because if you drink your drink on empty stomach without the food, you'll be drunk straight away very quickly. If you're going to keep this in the mouth, just hold it, don't swallow for half a minute, 1 minute, you'll be drunk very quickly. But they don't want it. We want you to buy more and more and more, but remember, you destroy your neurons in the brain, you enhance your risk of dementia and type 3 diabetes, the brain diabetes, your mood, depression, anxiety, etc. So you pay the price. So sugar, our word amazing, is ultra processed food as well. They're giving you the steals metabolic flexibility. Remember, we need our manufacturer and a manufacturing inside is an industry there to produce glucose using different forms like a fat, breaking down fiber and fat, yeah, and using other own resources. It's a big manufacturing process in there. But we're skipping this process and they say, no, don't do that. Skip it. We'll give you direct sugar. And as a result, the things stopped, our manufacturing machines stopping doing the things, because getting here you are, I give you a lot. And you know what, we have actually don't really need this direct processed sugar at all. Yeah, ideally we don't need it, and that's why fructose actually it's quite limited and it's seasonal, really seasonal. But don't worry, we have plains. They're very creative, and we can bring from Brazil, from South Africa, from different plants, from different areas to give you more fructose. Don't worry if you lack of that, to hit you. Get one, buy one, get one free. Be careful with bananas as well in these terms, yeah, because bananas, not bananas been 200 years ago. They're super sweet, even the apples. They're as well full of different nitrates, different poison, to make sure nobody eats your apple or your fruit, isn't it? Because you don't want to share your fruit with somebody else, but actually it's a bad sign, yeah. So you collect of nitrates, pesticides together with your bananas, because that is a long journey. We already collecting I don't know what when they're flying from Brazil to Europe. What do you think about the fruit? They need preservation. We need preservation. We can't cope with that. Do you think banana easily do that? No. So banana as well needs special conditions and a special environment to make sure it's not get damaged. So they've been processed, highly processed with different chemicals before they're reaching us in environment not the best. Okay, highly restrictive diets as well. We want this, the thinking, oh, we don't eat at all. This is not a huge mistake. I have a special lecture about it, that we stop eating and you restrict yourself with nutrition. The biggest mistake you can do is no free lunch, right? If you think it's no free lunch, is absolutely no free lunch. If you don't eat, absolutely thinking for free, no. You pay even double price when you're eating. So here, please make sure you don't skip your meals, that you eat regularly, amount what you need. It depends on your age, your gender, your life stage, where are you, your physical activity, because you will pay and the cost will be huge for that. Every diet creates gut shifts. Yeah, it's affecting super affecting our microbiomes, and positively, negatively. When you do the microbiome test, it gets more popular. If you have a complaint is one thing. So I'm bloated, I have regular diarrhea, constipation, or I have XYZ, I have such complaints at all time. What's going on? And we start investigation. But usually, if you're generally healthy, everything, any changes in your diet or quality of your food will instantly, well, within reasonable time, within 10 days, your microbiomes will respond. Yeah. So when you stop eating sugar, for example, your microbiomes will respond within a few weeks, and you might have a clearer skin. Yeah, you might have a better mood, better clarity. And again, I have lectures about it. So eating perfect can cause more disturbances. So perfection doesn't exist. You have to listen what you want, but trying to reduce direct sugars. Yeah. So, and then how do you feel? You feel okay? You feel energized? You have a good sleep? You have a good mood? That's absolutely fine. We're so different. We have a so different metabolism. For somebody is killing things, for somebody is a source of energy. That's it. There is no, don't listen. That's why don't try to repeat somebody else's actions, because for you that might be the wrong path and actually damaging path. So the real choice is taste now and or health later. So you have to choose and know what price you will pay for this. The gut paradox is as well medication linked to the diet, and every pill change microbiomes. Doesn't matter what it is, supplement, there is antibiotics, or any single pill that you're taking, your organism pay the price. It's a trade-off. It's not only gut. Yeah, so it's linked, because definitely going through the stomach, going through the gut, the effect on your liver, your kidneys, and the huge metabolic changes. Ideally, we don't want like medication if there is no extra need for that, apart of food. So take your supplements as a food, but not in huge concentration, micro dosage. I have special lecture about antioxidants or supplements, because antioxidant is something the most beneficial in terms of supplementation. Antibiotics, infection relief, but gut collapse. And if you are being infected or antibiotics, expect some sort of mood changes, depression, anxiety, and make sure you allow yourself to recover after antibiotics with correct diet. Sauerkraut, fermented food here is the key. Fermented food and fiber intake, super important, and that should be extra carefully monitored after antibiotics usage. Strict diets, again, I'm very against them. I discussed several times. I have a special lecture about diets. When I talk about the diets and what suits you, what's not suits, it's lifestyle. It's not a diet. Don't call it. If you want to change something, change your lifestyle, and you have to change all the aspects where you need amendments. But diet idea of I'm on a diet for 2 weeks, or I'm not eating, or restricting myself. The worst thing we can do is restrict your children, yourself, or restrict others, because restrictions is a huge pain. So it's no win in these terms. Perfect gut does not exist. Yeah, it's this perfection. If you believe or will have like a free lunch or eat something, we'll have a shift and you will be improved. No, you improve one, but some other bacteria might grow, or one declined and go. It's like a balance, as I said. It's always go here or there. So it's only your organism will be adapted. And of course, you have genetics. Genetics as well have a strong effect, quite strong, because our bacteria, viruses, and microbes, they create in our DNA. Yeah, so they are there. So trade-off is change wisely, be mindful and slowly. And if you need professional advice, just seek and talk to professional, truly professional. Yeah, not the media specialists who are very good in chatting online, but they don't have any background and they don't have experience. Exercise. Oh, stress that saves you is super stress. No movement is disease. We have to move it all the time. As I said, ideally, we should have all practice 10-15 minutes walking after we eat. So breakfast, movement. Usually people are good if they eat breakfast. They eat the breakfast in the rush to work, or in this rush hour, and they are getting this in movement. After lunch, usually people are more passive, and the most passive is after the dinner, because that's it. Yeah, they are laying down in their comfort, and actually the dinner might be quite dangerous. So mainly lunch and dinners. In the morning, you're more protected by cortisol, and cortisol will keep you in the mood, because cortisol is quite anxious hormone. They will naturally boosting you to move. But after lunch and after dinner, yeah, so please push yourself a little bit of movement, to do something and move your, maybe this chair, this chair, and then have a little exercise just to move around. But don't over. Yeah, don't lift, for example, very heavy items. And eat mindfully. So actually, if you feel you can't walk because maybe you eat too much, yeah. So it's a good example. If you feel heavy, so I can't do that. This means your stomach uncomfortable. So that means you need to change your diet, or you need to change proportion. Maybe it's too much carbs, or maybe it's too much something that you feel uncomfortable, or just the size of the plate for the dinner is too much. If you can't move after that, just think about it. Yes, I think it's very good. Wake-up call for you. So cardio, improve the moves, but can burn muscles. Again, you have to limit what is your aim and how you respond to this, how your metabolism and how your organism respond. Remember, there's no free lunch for that. Is that you pay the price for everything. So make sure you don't overdo. The strengths build bones, but needs recovery. And I think here 72 hour rule comply to everything, to the stress. And physical activity, the same as emotional stress. Remember, I'm talking quite often about 72 hours rule. Then emotionally get overwhelmed, and for example, in relationships mainly, it's more in psychology. But I think it's very, very similar in physical activity. It's the same stress, just for the muscle and allow yourself 72 hours to recover. Don't get out of the stressful environment and the same stress limit, because you need to recover. And 72 hours is actually quite good time. Also, if you are in bad pain or high fever over 72 hours, usually in medicine, or me as a pharmacist prescriber, I would pay attention. If you say for over 3 days, very high temperature, ideally you need to seek for medical health investigation. That means your organism fighting and can't do it alone. As a result, if it's not investigated, you might have higher risks. For example, if you have a fever for around 40, 39 for 3 days and is not improvement. So one thing is 37, 30 something, but different thing is high inflammation process, something happening 39, 40 for 3 days. You know what, you need to help. You probably, ideally in here, talk about antibiotics, because your microbiome is also affected, yeah, in the gut, because usually you can't eat, you get dehydrated, so there's a lot of negative. It's a trade-off, we understand that, but 72 hours I think is a very good time for to see where is it, everything is going good or negative, and where they need extra help. Okay, choose an exercise, or choose an exercise. That means you choose a type of a stress, what you want to. You want long run, or you want stretching, or you want lifting, or want cardiovascular. So it really depends on. We'll have different recovery and have different stress, and of course, health, pain, their right stress cost. Yeah, so they get stressed, and we know the rule is different rules, but I like the 72-hour rule because it's emotional pain recovery, and in general not feeling well for 72 hours. This is concerned. And I think in the UK as well, we have this 3 days is 72 hours. If you're out of work, because it might be different reasons why you're out of work for more than, is asking you, actually motivating you to go to your doctor to find out what happened. And I think it's quite wise law. In the United Kingdom, for 3 days, usually not qualify as sick, because a lot of things can happen. And only after 3 days, if you're being constantly unwell, and then you see healthcare, it's like some motivation to see healthcare professional being longer than 3 days. And this 72 hours. We have a lot of different apps, of course, and what making us to feel connected is free connection, is a free communications, is a free knowledge, or something free. And free apps cost our attention. And you know, this marketing is over 300 different marketing of the brain getting into the day. And of course, they making us invisible, reducing our mental clarity. So we have limits. Yeah, we have a limit. So make sure you reduce this impact of useless information. Constant stimulation erodes deep thinking. So that's why you have to concentrate on things and minimize distraction. Dopamine loops reduce tolerance for boredom, and notification shapes emotional state. So notification should be off. Ideally, want calm as possible and limited control. Keep your phones away somewhere and check it, and separate the job and private life in the family. Love and relationships. So love and relationships is the biggest predictor of our longevity. Nothing else. Is, well, of course, everything. But you know what? When you're surrounded by the right people, by love, by care, and you pay the good price. Yeah, emotional tax here. Connection requires vulnerability, and this is a huge cost. Many men, they don't want to women see them vulnerable or not capable. That's why they avoid women quite often try to avoid conflicts, because she fears to be rejected, and creates resettlement. Now very popular concept of free love is a casual, committed love stories. Very quick, people can go through the conflict together, and they just split up, saying, you know, you're not my soulmate. Soulmate does not exist. Of course, it exists in terms of being inside your soul, maybe in your dreams, in your imagination and stuff, but it's a hard work, it's vulnerability, and it's a lot of work inside. It's a patience, and definitely not avoidance. Yeah, it's exposure, it's being together. Every partner choice trade-off. We want to stay free and available, or for opportunities, or they want stability and responsibility. And last part, then we pay the price of presence. Yeah, so a constant and presence that is not chaotic. Presence, you know what to expect, because prediction, our brain predicts what's going to happen, and if it predicts what you wouldn't see, or you wouldn't talk anymore, or it's come up and down all the time, you get stressed. So that's why presence, or quite quite, I would say, predictable behavior is very important. Perfectionism trade-off. I think a lot of people nowadays suffer from perfectionism. High standard give achievement, but also give a lot of anxiety. Control gives safety, but kills creativity. And over discipline creates burnout. So then you have too many things, and you're very responsible. Sometimes you should allow yourself to relax and chill. All over analysis as well destroys your spontaneous behavior, and perfectionism buys external approval of others, but it's cost huge amount of internal well-being. And good enough often cheaper than perfect, but good enough is good enough. Ambition and burnout, and here ambition, people, career, cost, health, and relationships is super relevant to women nowadays. Career and success and the wealth, women, girls, young girls want to be so independent. I think it's a pandemic, is the wrong direction. All this feminist behavior. I'm not against feminists, but opposite of feminists. I think we are one, if you like, with women and men. They doing different roles in this life, and they shouldn't compete to each other. And hard work and career, earning money, the men are better, okay? They are much better than us. And if we're going to compete in the workplace, in our career, we're not going to win. Majority of us are going to lose severely, and they pay huge price for that. But money gives us comfort, and the comfort dangerous. So have different words, dear woman, all these comforts and all this money actually not that beneficial. And there's still a lot of time. The status increase, stress exposure, because it's high expectations, and you always know, on this special status, and people expect you, you're professional, that is unprofessional, or you're dressed up unprofessional, you get too much makeup, you don't look professional. Quite often I heard this, that this unprofessional. Well, you have to be professional before somebody can say you is professional. And professionalism is not this perfectionism. Professionalism is in my opinion, is different. I might be professional in different fields. Some professional makeup artists have certificates, or professional something. Depends on how you imagine this person as professional. So, and of course, as a result of a burnout, you're not good here, not good with there, and the burnouts, unpaid psychological bills for this perfectionism, for all the stimulants. We want to get better, or they want to please everyone, etc. And here we need to keep the boundaries, very important, to stay healthier, because if not, satisfy everyone in the life. What is professional, what isn't professional, mainly about the look, Utopia is, I would say, modern problem and modern society collapse and behavior. Think that a lot of societies and a lot of people now going into, they're sinking down, they're shrinking our life, they go into degradation, and all this perfectionism, available healthcare, available education, everything for free, everything is available, the comfort. They actually have the lowest sexual activity in the human history, and sooner getting into the lowest birth rate. They get into these Cahun studies, and the rats not really interested anymore in the children. They're getting selfish. They have a beautiful rats, constantly grooming, super aggressive. They're not happy, They're going into this hedonic treadmill. And hedonic treadmill, everything, the possessions or well-being you have is never enough. You never get pleased. It's a very short period of the time you're pleased, and you want more. Then you have a shopping, you have available sex, because you don't need to get pregnant and raise your children. So it's not a big investment anymore for a woman. You can travel and you lose interest. It's not enough for your excitement because you do too often. Everything is available. You can do whatever you want. As you go more stimulation, you have a lower satisfaction. And here we forgot that actual happiness is a meaning. It's not about your pleasure, because pleasure and entertainment, what they really get obsessed nowadays, is not the same as meaning. You need to find your meaning. Trade-off is choose depth over intensity. Slow down, and it will pay much more if you go rush in this hedonic treadmill, because it will be never ended. And of course, the most important is aging and hormones. And here we're talking about trades off. When you're young, you have energy, you have this, you're open to new experiences, you're taking risks. But then you get older, you're facing the problems, and the people are not ready. But the thing is, we're as well paying the price. Of course, this transition period, very painful and very hard. We need to learn how to go for this process, and people need support, women and men. Menopause and andropause, then both genders gains calmness, wisdom, and they're losing this interest comparison to the young. So they give them space for these things for younger generation. But aging is less resilience, but more perspective in these terms. So we need to enjoy this aging. If we enter an aging start from age of 30. Yeah, age of 30. You start to hit your age of 40 and then 60. And then already the final gradual, very fast drop off really depends on our clock and lifestyle or things like that. But lifestyle choices, what we do, how we act in the daily matters more than our age. Yeah, so here is ideally we want this very sharp decline, and this is how happening. They don't age gradually, they don't grade, they slowly grade. Yeah, of course it's happening. It's from age of 30, so gradually aging age of 40, but then we have very sharp decline, and this sharp usually quite brutal, and it's normal. And very quickly you just organisms stop fighting. There is reduced trade-offs, so actually one taking in is not trades off, if you like, yeah, and they're going to decline and die. They're usually quite fast process. So is aging is not negotiation, and it's something that we can't stop and never. Well, at the moment we will say at the moment nobody find anything this to be stopped. So three choices that cost the most is emotional suppression, creates a lot of illnesses. Cheap food, and then is expensive health problems. So make sure you don't choose a lot of sugar or a lot of fast things to get your mood. Toxic relationships, of course, is crucial. Society and economy benefit a lot from broken families because they consume double. Yeah, we have a broken family, have two houses, they have two flats. The children moves from house to house. They have double of everything. So of course, for economy boosting, for consumption, split families is more beneficial to boost economy, because both genders, when it's split and the children not living in one home, and I think for these advanced societies, economy boosters is a great deal. When they say there's not enough properties where to live, when you talk about relationships, that will resolve a lot of problems, because toxic relationships drain nervous system. We need to learn how to negotiate and how to learn and be resilient and more understandable, rather break this pattern and saying, oh my god, you're too toxic. No, we have to we have ingredients to make these both genders less toxic. Yeah, and they have a special behavior changes and lifestyle changes. Everyone can be non-toxic, everyone. Yeah, so only around these psychopaths, but it's very low percentage, around 2% of the people. But as we see at the moment, is a high concentration of these toxic people. They're not toxic, they just need to go through the right process and do the right choice in the right time. So the biggest cost is of all this is losing potential and going into decline of the health decline. So the graces here, so not chasing freebie, no chasing shortcut, no chasing cheap things. We want to pay the price, the right price for the right product. So there is no such thing as a free health. There is no such thing as free love. Dear men, always truly believe the woman gonna love him just for free because they're just amazing, just born beautiful, you know, like his mom loved him. No, it's not gonna happen. There is no understanding as free happiness. You need to earn it. You need to work hard for this. And there is nothing like just lucky success. We all paying prices, and what we want to combine and balances all these things together. And quite often you have very successful paying price with love, happiness, or by your health. And what we have to do with lifestyle, knowledge, we can combine them together to balance all these things together. Maybe not a huge super success because everything coming out too high, they probably have after their job in other things. Everything meaningful required investment, and quite often the better is the more meaningful thing will be, the long investment will be. So you have to be patient and understand that is no very quick fixing. Avoidance is expensive, and the people who avoid things, responsibility, motherhood, family relationships, physical activity, or any types of stress or hard communication, conversation of things or acceptance things, they pay a huge price in long term. Wise living, and this is all lifestyle medicine is all about, with evidence based. So we have a trick things as a science behind us, is choosing which price is worth paying. Yeah, what is worth, and they're trying to negotiate the things, what price you will pay later on if you choose X, Y, Z. Is a trade-offs from freedom through awareness. That's why I'm spreading this awareness to all of you. So to know you pay either way. Yeah, so everything has a price, and it's up to you to make the right decision, what is right action, or what is right price to pay based on your circumstances. That's it for today.